PHP. Yoko's here, along with
D-Deck.
And this is the legendary Ball Strikers brothers. Our first show. We want to welcome you. Say hello. I'm coming live from Arizona, Mountain Standard Time.
In Albany, New York, Eastern Standard Time.
How's the irons been treating you, man?
You know, the Razor X irons, I chose them. They are, some people might call them shovels. They're a little bigger than what I had been playing. But
yeah.
I do like the added forgiveness on them. You know, even with the dynamic goal shafts, they do launch the ball high, which is something I'm not accustomed to, but I got used to it. I'm getting a lot of extra distance out of them.
So, let's see. Extra distance, they're launching a little higher. Let me guess, they're landing pretty soft, aren't they?
Yeah, they're landing soft. I don't have too many balls hit and, you know, really shoot off the greens. If they do, they run through them on hard greens, but for the most part, they land pretty soft. That's
awesome, man. What irons did you go with? 5-through tack wedge?
I went 5-through gap wedge. I was nervous about going gap wedge because it's something that normally I'd play a 50 or 52, more conventional style wedge. But going with a gap wedge that matched the set, I kind of like it. It really does just bridge that gap better. And you look down at it now, and it's just like hitting any other iron. And you went with the same setup, right?
Well, actually, I went six iron through gap wedge. I want a little more of a challenge with an extra hybrid in there. So that's why I went out. I'm not afraid of a 5-iron. Let's get that out of the way. But yeah, I pretty much the same setup, man. Gap wedge, I normally use a 50-degree. I don't generally like to hit full shots with it. I'm just not at that point. I like to use, one wedge for a lot of stuff. So lately that's been my 56. And I have to tell you though that Razor X gap wedge is it's something else, especially anything 60 yards and in. I'm finding I'm using that more than I've used any other club. It's great off the fringe, cut through the turf. That's one thing I was really surprised about these irons. Like, we were joking around about shovels and whatnot, but when you look at the turf interaction of these clubs, it's definitely something special, not something that, I really fully expected. I thought it'd be good, but I didn't really expect it to be how it was.
Yeah, two things you touched on right there. The gap wedge, I love it for like that 60-yard pitch shot. It's just incredibly easy to hit, and the ball lands nice and soft. And, for some reason, I think when I think of a traditional style teardrop, wedge, I think of sharper grooves. And when I look at one that matches a set, I don't think that they have the grooves, but they do. And, you can still generate some spin with that gap wedge, and that was something that kind of surprised me. And the other thing was the turf interaction. The turf interaction is really good. Coming from a set of MC irons, those things cut through real easy. These aren't quite the same, but, I've hit Ping G10s before, and they definitely have better turf interaction than them. So that they still cut through, even though they might be a little thicker. They definitely cut through the turf pretty easily.
Yes, that Razor technology, for sure, it's a wonderful thing. I mean, I think anyone looking at these, like, I even went with the stock Uniflex shaft, which I was a little hesitant at first, as I kind of told you, launch really high, they spin a lot. Wasn't quite sure what I'd see, but what I'm seeing now is increased distance, better ball flight, and like you said, that gap wedge it stops. It doesn't look like it's going to stop, but it does. So, awesome.
Now
so
we got
what's up?
So we're gonna need to put those irons to good use in some matches. We haven't talked too much about the matchups going on, but what do you think of your first round matchups?
Let's see. We've got myself and E-Fox going against Dad. You and Ari going against DG and Cool Breeze. Those are some interesting matchups. This is a scramble part. What are you thinking, man?
Right, this is the scramble. I love my matchup. I like playing against DG and Cool Breeze, and it's nice because I have met those, and you've met those two as well. So, it's not going to be, extremely nervous on the tee. Oh, my God, I wonder what kind of game these guys have. we've hung out with them. We've seen them hit golf balls. There should be a certain comfort level there, which
Right.
would be nice. CG, if he's not, slow, he might be gettable. He hits. We give him a lot of stuff, but he could definitely hit the ball. He's got some game. I'm looking for a close match with with those two. I think we should come out on top, but match play, you never know. Someone with a hot putter, can run wild on that event.
Well, yeah. I mean, then you also have to, take into account Cool Breeze. That Canadian wit might translate to the course somehow. So I heard he's got a little game too. It'll be a good match for you guys. I really think it will.
He's got some game. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. He cut his hair. I don't know.
But
get rid of some of that aura.
That's the thing. You don't cut the hair, and he did it. So I mean, I don't know what I don't agree with it, but Cool Breeze has got to live his life, do what he's got to do. So more power to him. Your partner Ari, tell us a little bit about him. You had a chance to tee it up with him, and I must say I was a little jealous when you called me because I was like, wow, this guy's probably more legendary than we are at this point. Tell me a little bit.
He has one of the smoothest swings I've ever seen. He really does. Once again, we all talk on the internet. You don't know exactly what to expect when you run into somebody. Extremely nice guy. He hits a really nice high draw. Sometimes he gets a little tempo fast and those draws don't work out as well. But if he stays within himself, I think he is going to be, a big surprise for a lot of people at this Morgan Cup.
Good. That's good stuff, man. Let's take a look at a couple other matches too. We got Lucas, Big TC, and original equipment manufacturer Kevin going up against Jake and 1T. What do you think about that one, man?
Yeah, Jake's got a lot of proof. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got an offer, down there in Florida and against TC himself.
Yeah.
OEM, comfortable matchup for him. Guys he's played with, guys he knows. They know each other. OEM and TC, they know each other's games inside and out. That's going to be a tough matchup for Team Paradise. Yeah,
I think so too. I think that OEM is going to be I think as good as those other guys are, OEM has a lot of game too, and it's not talked about a whole lot, but I really think he could really be the deciding factor in that match, unless 1T just decides that game over, enough play time. Jake decides hey, I want to hit a straight ball. It could be a bloodbath for Team Paradise. Right?
Yeah, 1T could be the X factor in that match.
Yeah.
We know Jake is a really good golfer. We know TC is a really good golfer, and we know OEM is a good golfer. If 1T gets on fire, like say specifically with that driver, that match could come down to the last few holes.
Yeah, and joking aside about being a bloodbath, 1T is an excellent golfer, so that should be a lot of fun to watch because I have a feeling little brother is going to be knocking big brother down a peg or two. So see what happens with that.
And I believe in that match, it's going to be all Razor X Tour irons.
Yeah.
So Callaway's going to want to keep an eye on that one. It's going to be all four Callaway guys. And
we'll get some tour on tour action, huh?
That's right, tour on tour.
Workability at its finest. We got the next match, Phelps and our captain, Bigsy, going up against J-Rod and the newest entrant, what's his name, JD?
JD, I don't know. I hear he's got some game.
Yeah, he's definitely got some video making skills. Those are pretty good, man. Those are pretty good. What do you think? Who do you got in this?
He is the most intimidating man in the Morgan Cup.
Yeah, he's certainly got a mouth on him, doesn't he?
He does, but you know what? He backs it up. He's got a very strong record against a lot of players in the Morgan Cup. And this matchup is interesting because you got three guys who can really pound the ball, especially off the tee. You got Bigsy, you've got Belvin, and then you've got the Ninja J-Rod. So with J-Rod, who can hit the ball long, and JB, who I hear has a really good short game, that pairing is going to be dangerous.
Well, and, you know, Josh, he's not as short off the tee as he's going to let everyone believe. Played around with him, and, you know, the one thing is, what's good is, you know, Biggsy's played with him, so he knows that guy's never out of a hole. It's ridiculous. I don't like talking about it. It makes me sick, but he's never out of a hole. And J-Rod, I mean, and Hawk's been talking him up. You know, he's a ninja, man. He's a ninja. So, but we got the tallest Canadian, I think, right? Or is Coolbury still taller?
Ooh, I don't know. I think Coolbury is 6'4". I don't know if Belbin is quite that tall, but Coolbury is 6'4".
I think he was 6'4" with hair.
6'4" with it, so he's probably down to like 6'1.5" now.
Actually, I was thinking he's probably more like 5'7". So
5'7".
Yeah.
Wow, that's some tall. That's like Marge Simpson tall hair.
Yeah, I've seen it firsthand, man. Remember, it's really hot in Florida, so.
That's right.
Yeah,
that extra frizz.
Well, and you played with both Bigsy and Belvin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, those two guys with their irons, everyone talks about their length, but I don't think I've ever been 2 holes over and heard someone hit an iron shot like I've heard with Ryan and John. Those dudes just absolutely destroy their irons as well. They make solid contact. I got a chance to play the champions with Biggs, and you know, that's not talked about a lot, but they really bring it to the table when it comes to that too.
No, they've got some solid all around game. They're not just long hitters.
Yeah.
The thing playing with Ryan is you're standing on a tee with him, and you know you pick out your target, and you can tell him where you're hitting it, and then his target is 30 yards left because he's going to cut the corner, and he says he's going to do it, and sure enough he does. It's kind of it's awesome to watch. It's frustrating though because you got to keep yourself within your own game and not try to chase them. Yeah,
exactly. Well, some people have to try not to chase them. I think if there's a couple guys on there, I think J-Rod and Biggs are the guys to do it. I mean, just controlled fury is what that match is going to be. So.
That match is going to be an interesting one. That one is probably the most talked about and controversial one.
Right.
In the first round, a lot of people don't like that. John and Ryan are paired together. So
right.
I don't know if they lose a point badly, then it doesn't look good. If they take home points, then it comes out looking good for Team Paradise.
Yeah, I mean you got to understand at this point, there's a few people that are talked about as long, but we have quite a few. I'd say we have quite a few longer than average hitters on both sides. So, it's at some point, it's just not going to matter. I think they mesh well. Obviously we'll see on that day, that morning match, but I think they mesh well. The next match we have is myself and E-Sox. And we're going up against Dad. These two guys, we give them a lot of mess on the forum, but these two guys can bring it, man. I would definitely not overlooking these guys at all. Dirty Dog has got a smooth swing, he never misses the fairway. How do you compete against that?
And while JB might, be the most intimidating player, I think Dirty Dog might be the most interesting player. Nobody really knows what to expect from him. Only OEM Kevin has played with him, the contestants that's in the Morgan Cup. So I think everybody's really interested to see what happens with him. He's a younger guy. I think he's 28. In the videos, he looks like a pretty athletic guy. He looks like he hits the ball, good ways too. So I'm interested to see that match. You got Young, and then you got E-Sox for you.
Oh man, that's perfect. I'm excited because, granted his choice of football teams could use a little work. That's something we're able to overcome, but I'm excited. just to have the tone set for the day with someone that experienced. You know, I'm a lot different from a lot of the people in this thing. I don't have that competitive, background that a lot of you have. So, having someone out there, especially in a scramble format, this is perfect. I'm excited. There's no worry. I know Esox is going to hit just as many or more fairways than that. He might hit 19 out of 18 fairways. That's how good he is.
He is that
That's
good.
what I've heard. He's that good. Yeah. Ed may hit, 14 out of 14, but when you're hitting 19 out of 18, that's kind of ridiculous. Not fair. So.
Yeah, and I've got him in the PM rounds.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing with Esox.
Yeah, because let's see.
He's got a great spirit about him. He's got a good knowledge. I think he'll be fine.
Well, yeah, because that would bring us to our second round pairings. That's it's you and Esox against JD and our very own OEM. That's best ball. Best ball. What do you think,
best
man?
Ball. And, well, OEM, once again, he's in a position playing with somebody who he's familiar with and what might be overlooked. So look for him to really put out a good round. And I've never played with JB. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited that he is in the event. I'm not scared of him. There weren't a lot of expectations last week or earlier in the week when this was released, and it was me and Esox versus Andy. Andy, unfortunately had to step aside and insert JB. I still don't think there are many expectations on us in this match, but it should be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think you guys are. I don't think you guys are that big of underdogs at all in this one, especially in the best ball. You got that crazy Wisconsin guy right there. And if you hide the, I'm gonna tell everyone this. If you hide the Mountain Dew, I don't know what JV's gonna do. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Nope. Taken. Hide Mountain Dew from JB.
Right.
Especially during the second round on Saturday.
Fill it with Diet Squirt. Do something. Don't let him get that Mountain Dew.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. He might notice the coloration, but, hey, hopefully at that point the heat's going to get to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't be used to it at all.
Might be a good choice.
Well, and then the first match of that day, we got our Lucas again and Dirty Dog against Selbin and Ari. That's going to be a good match.
And another good one. Ari's going to love to go up against Lucas. Lucas has been, giving him some good jabs over the last few months. So, he's taking note of that.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, well, then Phelps and TC have been going at it quite a bit, too. That should be fun. That should be fun.
Yeah, that's one that I kind of wish was the anchor match so that we could see the ending of it.
Yeah. Oh,
but I don't know. He must have something about him. He always wants to get out there first. I don't know. He might be a prima donna.
Yeah, or if you're not first, you're last.
You're not first, you're last.
Right. Yeah, right. So, well, it's cool. You got two guys who, well, yeah, you got two guys that have been going at each other, and two other guys who are fairly quiet. Again, nothing wrong with that. They're just fairly quiet guys. They prefer to let their games do the talking. The one thing about Dirty Dogs, I noticed a lot of the swims we see, he's hitting out of the bunker. So, I don't know. He hit his approach shots into the bunker. Is that where he's comfortable? I don't know. We'll see. And then this next one's going to be fun too. We got J-Rod, Cool Breeze going up against Big Z and Jake.
Big Z and Jake, that should be a good pairing. I think that could be a really good pairing. I know Jake wants to play with Big Z, and he gets his chance, and I think they're going to take advantage of that one and throw a point on the board.
I think and I love the Ninja, and I love my Canadian brother from another mother, but they're going to have to bring their A game because, I mean, unless Cool Breeze can get under Jake and Bigsy's skin, which I don't think he can, it's going to be hard to rock those two. There's going to be nothing they haven't seen from, the first match. So that's going to be a difficult one, but, again, you can't overlook your opponent. It's just, I mean, come on, you get, a guy who idolizes Rocky IV, and then you got Bigsby he wears Crocs to the golf course. Right?
Bigsby, who is like a piece of iron.
Yeah. Yeah, calves the size of Volkswagen is what I hear. So, yes, that should be a fun one. And then, so we had that. Let's see, did we go over yours? Oh, yes, wow. Yeah, I don't know why 1T and I are even going for this one because, obviously we're beat before it even starts. I mean, Pro says PG-13, you got to stop. Does that mean he's going to take it easy on us, or I don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had a pro see me swing once. He saw one swing and said, "Man, you need a lot of help." He saw Matt swing and said, "I don't even know why I'm watching you swing anymore. You're perfect."
Right, well, and then you got, because then you got him, and then you got the guy who never misses the fairway. Now, at this point, I love Ed, but we're going to be almost BFFs at this point. Is it really fair to put us against each other again? I think so. I think so. Because
I think you're going to see a good dose of dying that weekend.
I think so too. I love the guy, man. I met him at the first outing that I went to. Couldn't have met a nicer guy, so that would be fun. And then, man, Ike and Tina reunion tour. Can it work? Can we coexist?
I think so. I think you guys are in good shape. I wouldn't overlook your opponents. They're, they can play golf too. But I think I would, the edge, I would say, I would lean towards, Ike and Tina in this matchup.
Well, yeah, we got Ike, man. As we said before, his game is, a lot of people know him for the hilarious videos, the serious, witty banter, but this guy's got game, man. It's going to be fun for me because, again, no pressure. I guess that comes with, being the highest handicap. You get a little bone thrown your way every now and then. So that should be fun. I mean, not to say I haven't been working hard. I've really been working my tail off. This last week has been a little rough with the back, but, I mean, other than that, I've been working hard because I certainly, respect Callaway, TaylorMade, THP, Reunion Resort. My team. It's not always about winning or losing, but, it's coming out there and putting on the best show you can. So, and I know you've been working hard too, right? Lessons, practicing.
Yes, I took a few lessons for the first time in my life. I've been playing golf, 3 or 4 days a week and hitting the range another day. So, I'm out 5 days a week hitting balls at least. The game's in good shape. If I could fix my driver, which is slowly coming around, and hopefully, with the arrival of a new Callaway driver, that will assist the process. I like where I am. Awesome. I like where I'm at right now.
Me too. I think your game is right up there with the guys who can really, really make a difference in this tournament. Had a chance to play with you. Came out to Arizona. Man, you got us swing, dude. You got us swing. I didn't see any issues.
My driver worked that day.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't know what you're talking about. Driver issues. Foreign to me. I have no idea what those are. I'm sure you'll get it fixed. So, yeah. So I mean, that gear's coming soon. I think that's going to make a huge difference. Having everyone's bag complete. Wedges are coming. Woods, hybrid, driver. So it should be an exciting time for Callaway folks. And then the TaylorMade guys. They've got their irons on order, I guess. So, there are lots of good stuff coming.
Yeah, lots of good stuff coming. Thank you to Callaway and for those sponsored by TaylorMade. Thank you to TaylorMade as well.
Yeah.
There's like a ton of, top of the line equipment that's going to be on display, that third week in August.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of highlights. Definitely some parts being broken, but hey, we're all out there for put on a show, and sounds like that's what we're all heading towards. I think on our next show we're gonna go into equipment. Is that right? A little more into it.
Yeah, our next show we'll talk more about equipment. Hopefully, we should have some fairway woods by then and some drivers. We can talk about that. We can talk about why we chose them. You also took a trip to the Callaway Performance Center, so we could talk about that a little bit. Yes,
that was fun. That was a lot of fun. That definitely have a lot to say about that one, and some of the choices that we made with equipment, may seem a little odd to people. So that'd be cool to kind of go in depth, because sometimes you think tour irons, that's going to go to a better person. Tour wood, that's going to go to a better player, but there's a lot more to it. So I think that's going to be a real interesting show too. And maybe we'll have more of this mysterious JD, and we can get a little more thoughts on him too, huh?
Yeah, maybe we'll even try to sneak in a surprise guest for the next episode. We'll see. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. Well, man, it's been a nice chat, all the way from across the way. So, yeah,
that's right. 3,000 miles away, but here we are. We're both preparing and getting ready for the Morgan Cup, and it's a great way just to sort of let the listeners and let members of THP hear what our thoughts are rather than just reading them.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.